The PlayStation 4 has been on the market for almost 5 years, and in that time we've seen 3 major introductions as well as revisions to the hardware, as well as the introduction to a groundbreaking virtual reality experience. Since 2013, we have gotten the PS4, the PS4 Slim, and the supercharged PS4 dubbed the PS4 Pro, as well as a brand new accessory and entry into the VR space appropriately named PlayStation VR. While 5 years may not seem like a long time, it's actually the average amount of time that consoles last on the marketplace before being replaced with next generation, more powerful successors, and here we are approaching the beginning of the next generation of PlayStation. Naturally, with an increase of hardware prowess, you can expect games to look far better than anything that's capable on the PS4 family of systems, but I'm sure many of you are asking, what exactly will change this time around? From PS1 to PS2 and even well into PS3, we saw major overhauls to polygon counts, texture quality, resolution, lighting, particle effects, draw distances, and other in-game effects. These days, the law of diminishing returns is starting to become more and more prevalent, but that doesn't mean we won't see a difference in the next generation of games. The changes just won't be as drastic as we've seen in the past, and you'll just have to know exactly what to look for. I personally expect to see a significant upgrade in the following categories of future next-generation games: resolution, lighting and particle effects, draw distances, AI and NPC potential, upgrades and physics-based calculations for more interactive worlds, and frame rate. Based on the rumors circulating the internet, it seems that Sony Interactive Entertainment is working closely with AMD to ensure that the PlayStation 5 is powered by AMD's Ryzen CPU technology, as well as a custom-made GPU based on AMD's Navi technology, all of which will be based on the x86 standard. Though it bears mentioning that we cannot predict with 100% accuracy what these new technologies will be capable of and the features that will be present on the next generation of home consoles. While 4K 60 gaming would be ideal, there's just no way to say with 100% certainty what these machines will be capable of, only that they'll be doing a lot more than the current generation. However, since Sony Interactive Entertainment seems to be building the PlayStation 5 around the same x86 architecture that the PlayStation 4 and PS4 Pro are built off, it's likely that the PlayStation 5 will offer backwards compatibility in some form or another with PlayStation 4 games. Assuming that Sony implements this correctly, the PlayStation 5 may even be able to upscale or even run PlayStation 4 games at a better setting than the PS4 and PS4 Pro are even capable of. But that's not all. The rumors seem to also suggest that Sony Interactive Entertainment has more faith in VR as a long-term commitment, as the rumors seem to suggest that the AMD-powered Accelerated Processing Unit, or APU, which is a combination of the CPU and system GPU on a single chip, will have VR compatibility built into the hardware itself, meaning that in theory, the necessity for a breakout box that the current PSVR model possesses will no longer be a requirement for operation, thus streamlining the experience and, best of all, eliminating the cluster of cords that's required on the present model. But that's not all either. Another rumor seems to suggest that Sony seems to be wanting to stick with the console refresh idea they implemented this generation, meaning that the PlayStation 5 may not be the only model available on the marketplace during its generation. There may very well be another supercharged PlayStation to complement the existence of what will inevitably be the standard model. What this will offer as a clear distinction from the standard model, I'm honestly not too sure, but if Sony does in fact release a PSVR 2 or next generation PlayStation VR headset, I can say off the bat that the VR experience will be much more pleasant on the supercharged model thanks to the added horsepower of the machine. Power, specs, and price are what help move a console and sell it in the beginning of the generation, but what acts as a constant throughout and ultimately decides the machine's fate on the marketplace is software. Since we're already looking to the end of the PS4's lifespan, we can expect that the next major batch of Sony first-party exclusives will be either available on the PS5 alone or on both the PS4 and PS5 as we enter into this transition period between console generations. And given how successful Sony's first-party titles have been throughout this generation, thanks to the help of their worldwide studios division, and how successful second and third-party exclusives have been, I suspect that Sony has every intention on keeping that streak going by ramping up production for new IPs to be introduced in the future, as well as the return of some of the newer IPs that were introduced in the PS4's lifespan, and other veteran IPs that have been around on PlayStation for much longer. To close off, I'd like to mention the PS4 and the PS4 Pro, as many people out there are really concerned of the possibility of their consoles becoming obsolete and discontinued so soon. But the reality is that every PlayStation system has had 6 to 7 years on the market as the current generation platform before newer and more powerful successors were introduced. From there, Sony would allow the last generation platform to coexist with the next generation system for around 4 to 7 years. What I'm saying is, the PS4 and PS4 Pro will be around for some time to come. And even though the next generation of home consoles is clearly on the horizon, that doesn't mean the current gen will die off as soon as the next generation of PlayStations launch. In fact, I suspect that thanks to the presence of the PS4 Pro, the 8th generation of home consoles, at least the PS4 and PS4 Pro, will be around a little bit longer than previous generations. What I'm saying is that even if you bought a PS4 or a PS4 Pro yesterday, 1 week ago, or even a month ago, do not worry. There are many masterpieces waiting for you on the platform that aren't available elsewhere from many different types of developers who all have many new stories to tell with a unique way for you as the player to experience them. With over 1,500 titles readily available in one form or another, your money was well spent as a long-term investment, as plenty of great games are available, and since we're so late in the lifespan of this console generation, many of them are available cheaper than ever before. Not to mention the plethora of upcoming titles from Sony's worldwide studios, as well as their second and third-party partners. I'd like to believe that if Sony can keep up the momentum they've created with the PlayStation 4 well into the PlayStation 5's launch and eventual life cycle on the marketplace, the future of PlayStation will be, at least in my opinion, brighter than ever before. Let's hope that greatness awaits. Special thanks to my 2 patrons, @Reef on Bronze tier and Patrick on Silver tier. If you'd like to join these 2 wonderful people and be immortalized in my videos, consider supporting TNB Gaming by clicking on the Patreon link on the first line of the description section. Thank you.